Hey friends, welcome back to Big Nate's Whiskey Lounge. I am Nate, coming at you with a video of a bottle that has been on my to get list and one that I was able to find a couple of weeks ago. Excited to have, and that's going to be Penelope Architect. A lot of you guys are familiar with the Penelope brand. Bourbon Junkies have done a couple of Penelope picks, and so we're going to do Penelope Architect, and then we're also going to see how it compares to the regular Penelope. Full disclosure, I'm actually not a huge fan of the regular Penelope. Mostly because it's an 80 proof whiskey. It's a little boring. But I'm going to give it a fair shake. I'm going to try the Penelope, the regular 80 proof one first, and then I'll do the Architect. But they're going to be the same mash bill. Now, I did some research online, which I'm going to read real quick. So this is a 4-grain product. Both of them are. And both of them have the same process and mash bill. So it says the process is a blend of 3 bourbon mash bills comprised of 4 grains: corn, wheat, rye, and malted barley. And then when it comes to the Architect, it's finished with 2 different French oak staves. Delicate stave, which gives low tannin content, and an intense stave, which gives medium tannin. So when it comes to the regular bourbon, though, it gives a little bit of detail on that as well. This is going to be 80 proof. The same process, blend of 4 bourbon mash bills. This is 2 to 3 years old. And the mash bill for both of them is going to be 75% corn, 15% wheat, 7% rye, and 3% malted barley. So it's relatively high corn, and then low rye. It's under 10, which is, I consider high rye 18, but some people might consider it at like 13 or so. Wild Turkey 101 does that. But 7% rye is really low. And then wheat. So this, I'm expecting, it's been a while since I've opened this. It's been a while since I've had it. So I'm going to try to give it another fair shake. Part of the disappointment is the fact that it is only 80%. But I know some people really, really, really love Penelope. They have barrel strength. They have a couple of different finishings. I just haven't snagged the other ones other than this Architect here. But so on the nose, I'm getting ethanol, and then sweetness. A toasted caramel. It's a relatively light nose. It kind of smells like nail polish remover because it's not like it's burning my nose or anything. It just maybe a little bit of pear. Let's go in for a taste a little bit. There's nothing going as far as proof goes. I don't dislike it anymore. I very much disliked the first time I've had it. I like this. I do like it now. That being said, it's boring. It is very, very boring. There's not a ton going on for it. Maybe a little bit of citrusiness. I'm not really getting any spiciness. 7% being the rye, and also being the 3rd grain, 15% wheat. It is very soft. It does come across not like a typical wheater, not like a Maker's Mark or a Larceny or anything. More like Larceny than like Maker's Mark, but still, it's its own thing. Quite honestly, I probably would call it, if I had it blind, I would say a wheater. Not because I'm picking up on that, but simply because of the lack of rye. Maybe a little bit of corniness. Yeah, don't dislike it. I don't hate it. I'm just so very indifferent to it. It's just It's just okay. Um, I understand they had to put a product out there and they have to have a starting point, you know. So that's gonna do it for the Penelope, the regular 4 grain. It's okay. It's boring. It is what it is. But I don't hate it. But I also wouldn't reach for it. I wouldn't grab for it. Maybe I don't even think I'd put it in a cocktail. Like it is what it is. I understand why Penelope has it, and I understand that Penelope does a lot of really, really good stuff, such as the Architect here. So we're just gonna be like, I get why you put this product out, just not a huge fan of it myself. So now we're gonna move on to the Architect. So this is gonna be the same. It's the same process. Blend of 3 bourbon mash bills, 75% corn, 15% wheat, 7% rye, 3% malted barley. And then it is finished with 2 different French oak staves. This comes in at 104 proof, 52% ABV, non-chill filtered, and this is 4 to 5.5 years old. So we're really basically we're doubling the age, and there is going to be a color difference, but that's also going to be due to proof is going to give you a bit of a color difference, but also the finishing is going to give you the predominant difference. So the fact that it was finished, it was aged a little bit longer, different stave, or a different, those staves are going to add some color. So a lot more on the nose, and I think that's a lot of the proof more than anything. Very sweet. It comes off a lot sweeter. This is kind of a dull sweetness. This is a little bit more. The sweetness is a little more prevalent. It smells good. Yeah, kind of burnt sugary, kind of like the top of creme brulee, which I'm not an overly huge fan of. I don't dislike it. I'm just not as big of a fan. I have some family members that really like it. I could give or take it. Yeah, a little bit. This was maybe a touch. I mean, maybe a touch citrusy, like maybe a drop of lemon, or probably more like a drop of orange. Just a little citrusy note. This is a little bit more on the floral end. The nose, I definitely like the Architect better. Like this is a really, really good nose. Excuse me. Got to me a little bit there. That's really good. A little bit tingly on the tongue. Coming up in proof a bit. Well, quite a bit. It lingers more. It's more oily. Whereas this, there's virtually no legs on it. Literally, there are no legs here. And this, there's not much legs there either. But there's a little bit more. But it is a little bit more oily. Now, legs are indicative of sugar content, so I understand that. Little bit of vanilla. It is sweet. It's pretty sweet. Herbally, maybe a little bit. I'm not really rye. I'm not getting it hardly any rye on this. It does finish in a nice vanilla. So it's kind of like a creme brulee, kind of all the way through. You got kind of the burnt caramel, the burnt sugar on the top, on the nose, and then it leads into kind of the creamy vanilla at the end. And it does linger with a little bit of heat, but creamy. Yeah, it is. If I can say anything, creamy is a good note for at least the front part of the palate. Kind of smooths out. This is good. See, I could sit and sip this for a while because there's enough complexity to it where I would be interested throughout. I wouldn't have to. I'm not going to be overly it's not throwing me for a huge ride, but I've mentioned there are plenty of other bourbons that annoy me to the fact that I'm so bored by them that I waste time being bored by them that it annoys me. And quite frankly, that's this. It's not bad. It's just boring. This is really good. I rather like that a lot, and I think I got a decent price. I think I paid $64.99 for it. Saw it at one of my local stores. It was on my my summer find list, and I'm lucky I found it, and I'm glad I got it. There's actually more legs on this now, but yeah, tell me what you think. If you like the Architect, if you've had it, and yeah, so that's going to be the Penelope. Specifically, this was focusing in on the Architect series. Thanks for sticking around and watching Big Nate's Whiskey Lounge. Be sure to like, comment, and subscribe. I am now, thankfully, over the 100 sub mark. I'm going to be doing a couple of giveaways. Those are going to be done through Facebook. So just so you know now, there are technically 4 ways that I'm going to be doing those giveaways. One is through my own personal Facebook page, for my channel, not my personal one. And then I'm going to be doing a giveaway through Bourbon Junkies, ADHD Whiskey, and Bourbon Real Talk. So if you are part of those Facebook groups, you will see posts in there about how to enter the giveaway. So I'm not going to be posting a giveaway video here. I will probably post I may post a winner, so I'm not quite sure. But either way, I really appreciate the love and support from you guys. I took a little bit of time off, still kind of being a little bit easy. Had some stuff been going on. The summer kind of got to me. So, but you guys have a great day. Cheers.